Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's 10 strategies to supercharge your life. We're already up to strategy number 8. Can you believe it? Today, it's dealing with procrastination. I used to have a huge problem with this. I'll tell you what, when you start thinking about it this way, procrastination is not a time management problem. It's an emotion management problem. Things start to change when you look at it that way. Now, I'm going to tell you first what procrastination is and isn't. Procrastination is a voluntary delay of an intended act despite the knowledge that this delay may harm us. That is procrastination. So by definition, it's an irrational behavior because it runs counter to our own ideas of what will make us happy. Think about this. You know that tackling your to-do list will make you happier, less stressed, and more content. But you all too often don't do it. Trying to think or plan your way through the problem will not do any good because it's irrational. It's an emotional problem. Specifically, procrastination is an emotion-focused coping strategy to deal with negative emotions. It goes something like this. You sit down to do a task. We project into the future about what that task will feel like. We predict that the task will not feel good and that we'll stress out or we'll feel bad, etc. Our emotional coping strategy kicks in and keeps us away from this bad feeling. So we avoid the task. This emotional avoidance technique that our brain subconsciously employs is similar to that which underlies a lot of types of anxiety. People with anxiety will do everything they can to avoid that external threat. And in turn, they shut off access to both good and bad feelings. Often, it leads to depression. By procrastinating, we are avoiding a task just because we think the task won't feel good. And that means that we're missing out on any feelings of accomplishment or success. This connection between procrastination and depression has been around forever. They've been studying it since the 90s, and the evidence has been pouring in. In those studies, there are links between procrastination and negative emotions like frustration and resentment. And that makes it even more difficult to cope with potential negative emotions. So, instead of feeling even worse, we try to do something that makes us feel good. Giving in to feel good. Think about it. Giving in to feel good. That's the term we give to this phenomena. It means seeking short-term good feelings at the cost of long-term satisfaction or success. It's something we are all known to do, and sometimes as early as toddlerhood. Now, a key insight from that recent research is giving in to feel good is not about willpower or forcing yourself to do something you hate. It's about managing your emotion so we don't get hijacked by our inner critic. So what does this mean to you? Well, it means do what you hate to do. Yes, I'm dead serious. If you started every day doing what you didn't want to do, the jobs that are too hard, too tedious, or too boring, I can guarantee you that your life will be very different. You need to get into action, immediate action, with unpleasant projects. It will reduce stress, reduce tension. Not only will the jobs get done, but also you'll be one hell of a lot happier because it's impossible to be active and depressed at the same time. Now, procrastination comes in two forms, long-term and short-term. To handle long-term procrastination on areas which have been bugging you for what feels like decades, here is what you need to do. First, make a list of 5 necessary but unpleasant projects you've been putting off and set a completion date for each. Next, create some way that you can hold yourself accountable. Maybe it's an unpleasant consequence or a buddy who will check in on you and kick your ass if you don't do it. Or maybe get a coach. Next, reward yourself, even if it's just a pat on your own back when you've completed the task. Now, make sure the reward is not going against whatever you're working on. For instance, don't reward yourself with a pizza if you're working on your diet. Now, to handle short-term procrastination, what many of our clients do. Now, many of our clients are multi-millionaires many times over. Why? Because they do the jobs they hate to do first thing in the morning. They call it doing the dirty laundry before it makes everything else stink. Make this part of your day a routine, and you will start to see enormous change quickly. Your energy levels will rocket, and you will free up all that attention and life energy that you've been using to avoid the things that you know deep inside that you should be doing. Life will look a lot different, and you will feel on top of the world. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, now's the time. The address is scrolling down there at the bottom. It's the Students of Self-Empowerment. Our Facebook community is amazing, and there are so many posts day in and day out, tons of knowledge. I want to thank you for joining me today. As always, it's been a pleasure being with you. No matter when you're watching this video, I know you're going to get something out of it. And if you just implement these things just a little bit each and every day, you will change your life in such dramatic ways. Don't forget, this Sunday, we've got our brand new program. It is Soul Sunday. It's streaming live Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's in Cleveland. Also, it'll be running in Sydney, Australia, 9 a.m. on Monday. It'll be simulcast live Soul Sunday. This Sunday, we've got a ton of topics, including how our handheld devices are holding us hostage. We're going to talk about 5 ways you can use right now to let go of the crap from your past that is holding you down. And we're going to be answering your questions. So if you have one, drop them to us in the group or send us a message. So I want to thank you for being with me today. As always, it's been my pleasure. So no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are today, take a few minutes to be grateful, to be happy, to enjoy this amazing world that is unfolding in front of you. And remember, don't worry, be happy, feel good. I'll see you soon.